I had the chance and opportunity to work with LUMIX directly on the LUMIX Presents The Shutter Showdown. Hello, my name is Matthew Dangyou. If you're new here to this channel and you probably just checked out the LUMIX Shutter Showdown and came to my page, I'm a filmmaker based in San Diego, California, who runs a video production company called 4x3 Films. Now, this was a competition reality TV show where they pit 4 filmmakers together to compete in a filmmaking-based challenge up in the Pacific Northwest. Now, one little quick note though is that I am actually filming this before I know who the winners are and before all the videos have been released. So currently right now, I don't know who won what competition and anything like that. So these are all my thoughts before all the videos and who won have started. Now let me take you back in time to the beginning of this challenge. So I'm about to be boarding here soon to get this creator trip started. So I just made it to the hotel and I got a couple hours to chill until I can check in. So I guess I'm gonna get some work done. So I finally just landed at the hotel and I want to just say how blessed and thankful I am getting this opportunity to work with LUMIX and just having this amazing chance to just collaborate with them, and just it's so real and such a huge blessing being able to be on this trip with so many talented other creators. Now, this was a 3-day competition challenge show with 3 different days, each day having a different challenge and microfilm that we had to create. Now, let's get into the first day. Now, the first day was a unique experience to say the least. When we started the morning, we all got to pick a piece of gear that we got to utilize. Now, myself in the competition show, if you haven't seen, I ended up grabbing a monitor, which was a huge game changer for me because it would have been way harder. I wouldn't have been able to use the side handle that we all got access to. It just made making compositions for my shot much more significant. So after we picked out what gear we wanted to use for our thing, we ended up picking a lens that had the different athletes behind it. Now, we didn't actually know what the athlete name was or what was underneath these lenses, but I ended up going second and I got the off-roading vehicle, which honestly I thought was one of the biggest advantages for me in this challenge. Now, one of the reasons I think this was kind of the biggest advantage for me was I didn't have to walk, hike, or do anything like that compared to all of the other competitors like Armando, Dylan, and Fritz. We actually had a chase vehicle the entire day that allowed us to drive with our drivers. We were able to get to the top of the mountain and the bottom of the mountain. I think we traveled around anywhere from 30 to 40 miles just in the first day. Now, with that said though, they did tell us in the morning that we were supposed to be back by 1 o'clock or 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So that kind of felt like a little bit of a disadvantage because I actually followed that rule and then everyone else showed up at like 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. in that night. So I definitely ran out of time on what I wanted to film, and I would have been a little bit slower in different things, but I'm still super stoked overall on how this piece looked. All right, on to day 2. Now on the second day, it was definitely a slower start to the day. We ended up going to this one town like an hour or 2 away. A fun experience just to have all the filmmakers and just kind of get to know everyone one-on-one, and it was really interesting, especially being in this like small town in the middle of some random city in the Pacific Northwest, and there's just this entire video crew around you filming you and like documenting everything you do. Afterwards, we ended up getting like a lunch dinner thing, and they ended up telling us the next and second part of the challenge, which was we all got to pick a location to where we wanted to film, and we had to create our own story and capture a photo during sunset Now, another unfair disadvantage is that Dylan actually grew up in Seattle and lived just an hour away from where we were filming, and none of us had any clue, and we had basically 30 minutes from the hour to 2 hour drive because that's all the service we had, or at least that's all the service I had. So I wanted to pick a hike that had a really cool mountain view, and that is kind of where, if you haven't seen this day 2, that's where a huge struggle of mine happened. Was I just didn't know where the sun was going to be at all during the mountain. It was kind of hard to tell. I should have picked a super easy hike and should have played it safe, but I wanted a peak, and that definitely kind of like kicked me in the butt, and I was like really kind of upset at myself. But it was also kind of cool, vulnerable in a way, after the fact that we all the different filmmakers kind of had a similar struggle or an issue afterwards. So it was kind of like a cool way to connect with everyone that was there filming in the competition show, having the same problems. So my initial story actually fell apart completely, and I had to just figure it out in the edit. And I was definitely not stoked about the second day challenge. So, and lastly now was day 3. Now on day 3, I kind of somewhat felt like Dylan was having this super unfair advantage throughout the competition. Now, before I say anything, I absolutely love Dylan. We're homies now. I literally played pickleball with him when he came to visit. He's a cool guy, amazing, talented filmmaker. But since I kind of felt like he had a little bit of an advantage just knowing the area, staying out longer, I had to create a little bit of drama and try to be in the background of his cooking commercial microfilm that he was making. We're gonna be filming right next / behind Dylan today. By behind, I mean, sorry, in front of Dylan today. Because I'm creating a little bit of chaos in this challenge today. Too many unfair advantages for him. Yeah, there's also a bunch of cool logs there too. Cool. I just want to find you, Dylan. I want to hang out all day. Created chaos. Our producer over there.
I mean, we came over here.
They came close. So it was just such a cool experience getting sent out, being part of this competition show, and being part of the first ever LUMIX Presents the Showdown. I'm definitely super grateful, and thank you, LUMIX, so much for letting me be part of this reality TV show you guys created. Thank you also everyone who watched my videos, supported me throughout the challenge, and helped me get to where I'm at. I'm super grateful for all of you guys. And if you made it to this part of the video, I know this video is definitely a lot longer than most of my other videos. Comment pineapple pizza in the comments below, because why not? Now, that was the story about me being part of the LUMIX Showdown. If you want to learn a little bit more about me, you can check out this video right here, and then YouTube recommends you might like this video right here. Till next week, guys, peace.